We're not the starters. We're not even the backups. This is the Third Stringers Podcast.
Yes, we're back for another episode of the Third Stringers Podcast. I'm your host, Noah Kratz, and I got Justin and Paige in here. Let's get rolling. First things first.
First things first. First things first.
First things first, we got to talk about the playing games. We had 4 pretty thrilling games overall. We kind of had a blowout in the first game, Hawks Heat, but that Lakers Timberwolves game on Tuesday night was fantastic. And then last night, the Thunder and the Pelicans was a thrilling game. And the Bulls and Raptors, Bulls pulled off a nice, was 20-point comeback, I think.
I think
they had a nice comeback.
Close to that.
Yeah, 18. I think 18 was the most.
Yeah, it was pretty close. Yeah, I think it was there.
Where do we start? Let's start with the last game last night. The most thrilling one, in my opinion, the Pelicans-Thunder game. Pelicans, I got to go on a rant, okay? Pelicans
Here we go.
are the Pelicans are the most underwhelming team this year. And I say that because going into the season, they had the team, right? They had McCollum for a full year. They had Zion. They had Brandon Ingram. They had Jonas Valanciunas. And they couldn't get it done. They couldn't get into the playoffs. What do we think?
Well, I think Justin told us like a few days ago in the group chat that the past 4 years, Zion's played less than 30 games.
Yeah.
Which is like what?
The average.
Yeah, like top 4, like between all NBA players, which is crazy. And also like Brandon Ingram, like he's had to like hold the team together. Like CJ has kind of stunk, even though I love CJ McCollum. And he dropped 30 again last night. I think he had like 30, 10, and 4 or something like that. But he played awesome. He had that clutch 3 with like 10 seconds left, and he thought he got fouled. Do you guys think he got fouled?
It was good. No call.
Yeah. You had to kind of read the game, right? They were calling quite a bit. I think they should have called it, but it could have been a toss-up.
Yeah. And then the very next play, or, I forgot who got the block on SGA, but they got the block. He made 2 free throws, and then the disaster came. Herb Jones was trying to do a long pass, and, like, I don't know if, like, it was about to be 5 seconds or whatnot, but it just looked super rushed, and, like, he just, like, literally chucked it out of bounds. Like, he couldn't catch it, like, at all, like, even if he tried. And, like, to sum up the Pelicans season, that's literally it.
Yeah.
Like, you get so close, and then, that it just completely falls apart. But, I mean, the Thunder, they're a sneaky team.
I was wrong here. Didn't think they were going to make the playing games, and they beat the team that I thought would get the 7 seed at the time. So I was wrong there.
The Thunder are fun to watch. I love that team. They're exciting to me.
Yeah.
SGA, Josh Giddey is the everyday man's point guard that somehow puts up a 30-point triple-double. Like, what? He's amazing.
Oh, man.
Skip Bayless called him a taller Austin Reeves.
I would say better than Austin Reeves.
Yeah, I'm better than Austin Reeves.
But okay.
Is that a diss or is that a
is that a compliment?
Or was that a compliment?
Well, I don't think Skip Bayless like thinks before he tweets out. But, like,
oh well, no.
I saw that. I was like, oh my goodness. But and then Jalen Williams, both of them on the Thunder, they're awesome in that game. Jalen Williams with an I, he dropped triple eight. So he had 8 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and he had a plus 20 plus or minus.
That's
crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's impressive.
as a rookie. I mean, and like he doesn't really like he's not a big scorer. He doesn't do like anything like awesome. He's just like that type of player that will like win you games at the end of the day.
Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like as a whole, the Thunder play really well as a team, and that's what the Pelicans don't do. Like they have a
Mhm.
ton of talent just individually, and there are runs where they play really well together. Like some of their passing last night too, especially Jonas down low, they just I don't know, they just don't gel very well. And I don't know if they just need more time together because Brandon Ingram missed time this year too. So I don't know if they just need to kind of work out the kinks on the offseason and come back. But yeah, the Thunder just played better together last night.
Yeah, the Thunder to me are what the Raptors were going for when they won the championship of like have 5 people on the court that can kind of do everything and guard whoever and are just so interchangeable and so well oiled that it works so great for them. Like SGA is a very good talent. Josh Giddey's pretty high talent. But other than that, they're all just like good players that just do what they need to do and get like 20 plus or minus is amazing. Like that's just great to have on your team. And then for the Pelicans, what Paige was saying, I completely agree with. Plus the fact that Zion's sitting, right? Brandon Ingram's having his shoulder it. CJ's kind of just been there, and he needs to step up as well. Um, Other than that, they don't really have anyone to take over, and they needed Zion. And I get it. He wants to be in the prime shape that he needs to be in, but also it comes to a point where you got to win the game, right? Like he could have played for this game, tweaked his ankle, and sat out the next half a series or something, but at least they're still moving on. So me as a fan and just a basketball head in general, it's just disappointing to see that because he came into the league with so much hype, and it's brutal to see that kind of go to waste.
I also saw like before they played the Thunder, like at media day, he said, "I'll play when I feel like Zion again."
Yeah.
But a few days before, he was literally practicing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wants
Like
to
dunk
be
he was
games
warming up.
on.
he wants to be fully
Yeah.
confident in himself, but that's not it's never going to happen. He's in the prime health that he's ever going to be in probably. Like it's just going to deteriorate as he gets older. So play now. Like what are you talking about? I don't It's crazy.
Yeah, he wasn't, and he's not conditioned at all. I mean, you could tell when he was sitting on the bench last night. He's not like he definitely hasn't been
Mhm.
working out at all. Hasn't been conditioning, making sure that he's in shape. And I think that's more of what it was. Because even they were talking about it last night during the game. They said that it's not his hamstring. It's just that he's not ready to play basketball right now. And it's like, okay, I get when you have a hamstring injury, they're kind of tough, but you can do other things to make sure that you stay in shape. And I just don't think he's doing it. I don't think they're pushing him either.
Even if he's not in the basketball shape, having him on the court makes a difference. Maybe he doesn't play
Right.
all 30, 40 minutes, but get him on the court, he's going to be someone that they have to look at and switches things up. I don't know. I think it's an excuse for him to not live up to the expectations. He'd rather sit instead of fail, which is sad. So I'm hard on him
Yeah.
right now, but hopefully he comes back.
Yeah. Like Zion's like 50% is like better than like 20% of the league just because he's
Yeah.
such like a freak athlete in general and like such a special talent. But like this makes me think like, and I hope this isn't the case, but like is he this might be a hot take, but is he starting to go down like the Ben Simmons route? Like if is it just like a mental thing? Like does he just not want to play?
Could be.
I mean like because, I mean, he hasn't played since January. It was supposed to be, what, only like 3 weeks a month, and it's been almost 3 months.
Right.
And there's been no
Yeah.
updates, no like, he's not like excited to get back. He looks like he's kind of like miserable on the bench. I mean, that just could be, from not playing, right? But like, you never know. I hope that's not the case because what, he's only like 23. I mean,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, it's just a weird scenario because, I mean, he clearly loves the game of basketball. I mean, he's got such a fun personality. Like even at Duke, when he was talking to the media, he wasn't now all serious and everything. Like he was a kid, like, and he expressed that too. And even when he's talking to the media now, he's still pretty upbeat. It's just he's talking about negative things all the time, so it's kind of bringing the mood down. But he's just a fun personality. He needs to be out on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Completely agree.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we moving on to let's do the Hawks Heat.
Oh,
All right.
God.
All right, let's talk about the disappointing Heat. They're old, they're washed. They need to rebuild.
If you're
Rebuild,
rebuilding,
wrap it up.
if you're rebuilding, are you rebuilding around Jimmy, or are you getting rid of him and doing it
No,
around someone else?
cut him.
Really?
Not. Don't cut him. Sorry, not the word I meant. No, trade him.
Jimmy, you gotta learn. You gotta learn Chinese now.
Wow, send him over
Oh.
to the Chinese leagues. Damn.
Just kidding.
We'll take
Just
him on the
kidding.
Pistons. He'll be our vet.
God, yeah, please.
You know, that was an interesting game. I think, yeah, like you said, the Heat are kind of they're at the end of their trial. And the Hawks, for some reason, are just able to continue to push through. I feel like Trae Young has like a determination to him from going back to that Knicks series a while ago. Like, he's still got that fire in him, and I think it's going to show more in this playoffs series coming up this year. But like, I think they're going to give the Celtics a run for their money just off of his sheer determination. You're hearing it here first. But yeah, the Heat they look like they're done. I don't know who I would rebuild it around, but honestly, I would start offloading as soon as possible and looking for different solutions.
Yep. Jimmy's still good, right? He's still playoff Jimmy. He played very well last night or 2 nights ago. No, yeah, 2 nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's Jimmy Butler. He's got that dog mentality. I mean, he's that type of player. He doesn't really like to give up, and that's why I think it's hurting him now that he has to kind of be the guy and there's nobody else around him. Tyler Herro is a nice player, but I think you can get some draft picks for him. Jimmy Butler's the same way. I think if you trade him to an up and coming team or someone who needs a defensive star as, their 3, he can be a nice piece, but with a contract like that, I don't think they're going to get a ton for him, though.
Yeah.
So I don't think like the Heat are washed. Like Kyle Lowry aside, the problem is that they don't have a scoring lead guard, and that's
just
what
don't
they
have a
need in the
scorer.
draft. Yeah. And like I like simulated like the lottery and like the draft pick. So the Heat have the 18th pick, and you know who they could get there? Kobe Buffkin from Michigan.
Ooh.
Kranz doesn't like it.
So Kobe Buffkin, I mean, he's not like a lead guard. He's, like you said, depth on the wing. He's awesome at defense. He can shoot. He's a tough shot maker. He has a ton of rim pressure. And I think just having like a younger player too will help them. But like you said, like yesterday was like their whole game plan didn't work at all.
No.
Because every single time the Hawks were just targeting Tyler Herro because he's the worst defender on the team.
He's alive.
And they kept on switching him. And then, Capella and Collins, they're wide open every single time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
and
oh, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say like the Hawks aren't for me. Like I've never really liked them. Not a fan of Trae Young. But like as Justin said, like I do think he has like the mentality of him. Like he's gonna get the job done.
Yeah.
And like with Quinn Snyder, I think like in his like how he coaches and like just the type of coach he is, I think that will mesh well. And it's something new for them. And I think like a lot of people are like, oh, it's gonna take time, for all of it to mesh. But like I think this is the perfect time because it's all new. And like what better way to like start a new like game plan or whatever like in the playoffs,
Yeah, I mean when I can't remember who the coach before Nate McMillan was, but when they made the switch to Nate McMillan, that's when they made a really good run and went deep into the playoffs. Like they pretty much have the same type of guys still there. Like Trae Young's still there, John Collins is still there. Like they've got the players that can do it. They just don't have the star power right now. And I don't think DeJounte Murray was the best trade for them. and I think they needed more of a bigger guy down low, kind of like what the Kings got in Sabonis. Capella's a really nice player. I really do like Capella. He's just not a scorer. He's a rebounder.
Yeah, that's true. He's an old-fashioned center for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they're playing the Celtics. They're not going to be able to keep up, and Celtics defense is even better than the Heat's. So
I think they get swept.
You think
Sorry,
they-
Justin.
they might.
I think
They
it's going to go
might.
to 7. I think it's going to go 7.
No.
Oh.
I think it's going to go 7.
No. Hot take.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right.
Oh my god.
What's the next game we're going to?
Let's go to the Bulls.
Mm.
Let's go to the Bulls Raptors. Bulls had a nice comeback, okay? I don't think it matters. And even if they beat the Heat, okay? Even if they beat the Heat, make playoffs, they're getting swept.
I agree. But
They're just so like average.
which is so
They're
weird
very
because I
average.
feel like
They
they
didn't
should
think.
they should be better. Like I've always been high on this Bulls team with DeMar and Vucevic and whoever else they have. I don't even remember.
Zach LaVine.
Yeah, Zach LaVine. I've been high on them, and I feel like they should be a top 5 team in the East, but they never have been. They've never figured it out. So I don't know what's going on with them, but I think you're right. The Bucks will sweep. If the Bulls win, I think the Bucks will sweep them.
Mhm.
Does
And it's
anyone
weird
else
because
think
like,
that?
oh, go ahead.
Does anyone else think that Drummond should be playing more for them?
Yeah,
Like,
They
I
got
always
he's a-
like Drummond.
Bev.
Pat Bev.
Oh my god.
I don't think he should be starting by any means, but I mean, he's still a great rebounder, and Vucevic is a great player, but I mean, they could both play together. Like Vucevic can play a power forward position.
Well, yeah. Right now they have DeMar at power forward for their starting.
Yeah,
It's like that's crazy to me.
I think like the spacing is an issue
yeah,
because like DeMar, he's mid-range guy, right? Zach LaVine, like
He's a slasher.
he's slasher, but like he can shoot too. It like doesn't look the best. Like he's inconsistent. Like I love Zach LaVine. Like I loved him in UCLA. I thought he was gonna be like crazy, and like not that he isn't crazy good. I just think he kind of just like stalled out a little bit. And like him and DeMar, they combined for like 69 last night.
yeah.
They're
like
great.
crazy,
They're
but
a
like
great duo. It's just
yeah, they're great.
yeah. No,
It's
I
just so
I-
inconsistent.
I think Drummond should be playing power forward. I think they should get either Caruso or Bev to come in as 6-man. And then
yeah.
Drummond proved when he was on the Pistons he can play a point center. He's not great at it. He's not like Jokic, but he can do it. Like he can play out and pass it. He's done it before. So
Yeah, he just can't shoot.
yeah, he can't shoot, but I mean, yeah, Jokic can, but still they're gonna play up on it. But he can still do it, and it's shown in the past when he does it, it's not terrible. Like the Pistons made it to the playoffs that one year when Blake Griffin was there. Like they could do it. So, and I think with this team around him, with DeMar and Levine doing cuts and everything, and then you got Vucevic, and you do like a 2-man big game down low. I don't know. I think they should have done that, and I think they should moving forward. But
Yeah, like DeRozan, I understand why he's playing power forward. It's because he is a mid-range guy, and they wanted to work out the spacing where he could, sit down lower and just pull up jump shots from, 15, 16, 20 feet out.
Mhm.
It's just, I don't know. That's not the way the NBA is structured anymore. And it's all about the 3. And they're like size is decreasing, yes, but you got to have a bigger guy than DeRozan at power forward.
definitely. Although he's not
Wait,
a bad
did you
defender.
say mid-range? Did you say mid-range is not the NBA game?
Not anymore. Not anymore. 3 points.
You have like 5 teams currently. That's all they do.
Yeah. But you got the top tier teams is all 3-point shooters. Bucks are structured around 3-point shots.
It's true.
Warriors are structured around 3-point shots.
Lakers try to be, but
The Lakers try to be. Besides LeBron.
yes.
Oh god.
All right, let's go to that one.
Oh.
All right, so let's talk about the Lakers. Yes, they made the 7 seed, right? They play the Grizzlies first round. Honestly, a good matchup for them.
hmm
But they played horrible. Anthony Edwards missed every single 3, and they had to go to overtime to beat them. I understand it was a bad night from the Lakers too, but it was a horrible game for the Timberwolves. They didn't have Gobert.
Oh god.
I think that's
And
what did it, to
it's
be
just-
honest.
It might be.
I thought it was gonna help them.
It
I
so it was either going to drastically help them or they were gonna crumble.
Yeah. I think like the trade for Gobert will go down as like one of the worst trades ever because they
Yep.
gave up so much for Rudy, and like he's just like he has the worst mentality. He literally like cried when he didn't get like defensive player of the year. Like he's just
He's
very
really
sensitive, and like obviously, you know, he he punched Kyle Anderson, and like and like a few days ago, like in a reporter's story, he was like talking about Kyle Anderson's like leadership qualities. And he like asked Rudy Gobert, and he's like, oh, like sometimes like Kyle Anderson, like he's a great leader, but sometimes he says it's like super like direct and like passive aggressive. And then he does that. When your team needs you the most, and you do that, and you get yourself, you know, suspended. And like Anthony Edwards, I thought he was gonna like shine. And like
He didn't.
I mean, he only had like 9 points. Yeah, he
9
crumbled.
points.
And like between the Lakers and the Timberwolves, they had 45 turnovers.
Yeah, that's bad.
Jeez. Yeah.
That's insane.
That's ugly. That's really ugly.
Oh my god.
And like
Oh my gosh.
Mike Conley, I mean, putting the game into overtime, the 3 clutch free throws. I can't believe, like I told you guys, my pet peeve is like when people get fouled on the 3-point line. And like I was, I mean, AD didn't think he like fouled him or anything, but like you can't go in the shooter space. And like
Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder with a game winner. I did not think he was gonna hit that, but oh well.
That's what's so frustrating is the Lakers built this team, and this is what the Lakers fans always do, is they win one game and they think they found the solution. They think they're gonna win the championship. And this is most Laker fans. They've gotten better for sure. They have a good matchup in the Grizzlies. I still don't think it matters. I think it goes to 6.
I
And I think
see
the
that.
Grizzlies win.
Yeah, I think the Grizzlies are going to win only because of the inconsistencies of Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell. And Ja Morant's going to be on a tear because he needs to prove himself and he needs to get rid of all the bad PR from earlier this season. So he needs to make it to the Western Conference Finals. So I definitely think they're going to pull it off.
I think the Lakers will win.
Whoa.
But I think it'll go to 7 now.
Okay.
Because I can't bet against LeBron in the playoffs. I just can't.
Statistically,
And-
that's good.
Yeah. Statistically.
And like the
Previous
Lakers,
history.
they're bigger than the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Like you got LeBron 6'8", you got AD, you know, like basically 7 foot, 6'10", 11. They're just, I mean, AD, like, I mean, what did he have? He had 24, 15, and then 4 assists.
Yeah, but the Wolves were missing Gobert, who usually cleans up the boards.
Yeah. But Steven Adams is hurt. Isn't he still hurt?
Yeah.
The Grizzlies?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's not playing. He's not playing.
Mhm.
Jaren Jackson and AD, that'll be a fun matchup.
That will be.
Yeah. Who's guarding Ja?
No one.
Is it
Oh,
is it Russell?
no, it's Jared Vanderbilt, probably.
Will it?
So,
Probably,
so
I would
no
think
one.
so. No, he's an awesome defender.
He's not going to stop Ja. I can't imagine it.
He won't probably stop him, but he'll give him like some trouble. It's better than having D'Lo on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. It's gonna be if Ja can continue to drive in and make those shots against Anthony Davis and LeBron, because you know he's gonna do it, and you know he's gonna do it consistently. And I'm honestly never seen someone so good at doing that, at just running into someone, fading away, making a shot every single time.
He's so good at like embracing contact for his size.
It's remarkable that he hasn't gotten hurt more than he has.
Yeah.
But he's kind of learned how to fall now, which is good. But that kind of rolls right into what we need to talk about now, which is predictions for the first round. So let's just go into it. So we had the Grizzlies and the Lakers. I'm picking them in 6. Grizzlies.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Paige is taking the Lakers in 7.
I'll pick Grizzlies.
Justin, what'd you
also,
say?
Grizzlies also in 6.
Okay. All right. Let's go one up from there. It's gonna be Denver versus the winner of the Timberwolves and the Thunder. First of all, who are we picking to win that game?
Thunder.
Okay.
You think they'll beat really the Nuggets?
I think they'll beat the
No.
Timberwolves.
In the playing game. In the playing game.
Oh yeah, okay. I was like, whoa.
No, I think the Thunder will beat the Timberwolves, and then
I think so too.
I think the Nuggets will beat the Thunder.
I think the Thunder will give them a run for their money.
It'll be
though.
fun, yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun for sure.
Yeah, I could see that going.
Like
I
6
see that.
maybe.
I think it's going to be 5, but I think a lot of the games are going to be close.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. And then Jokic just, does like a crazy weird shot and like wins the game.
All right. Let's go. Let's just keep going with the West. Kings and Warriors.
So I have.
Come on, Cross, let's hear it.
Yeah. You go. Kratz, you go first. This is your time.
I love
This is your
the
time to
Kings.
shine.
I love the Kings. I don't think they have a prayer. I think it goes. I think it goes 5. Honestly, I think it goes 5, maybe 6. But the Warriors with Wiggins back, they turn it on in the playoffs. They're a different team in the playoffs. Warriors winning in 5 or 6.
I agree, but I have this as one of the. Besides, if the Thunder do make it, and they play the Nuggets, this matchup, the Kings and the Warriors, will be the most exciting, I think, because they'll be close games. And honestly, if one person gets injured on the Warriors, I think the Kings have a chance, like a key person, Steph, Clay, Wiggins. If one of them misses a game, it's going to be to the Game 7. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Justin, because like this is one of the matchups. Like I originally thought the Kings, just because like I'm so sick of the Warriors. And like the Kings are awesome to watch, and like that would be such like a story, and like I mean, who's writing the script here? You never know.
Kratzes.
It's the Warriors in 5.
And like I think it goes to 6, honestly.
All right,
It might
Just
have to go to 6 just because the Warriors are so bad away from home.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
I can see it going 6.
I think Warriors will win unless one person gets injured for one game, and then it's a toss-up. So
who do we think will get hurt though if it happens?
Steph, sadly.
So
It was written.
I think Claire Wiggins.
Wiggins is
Okay.
rusty, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
they said he's only playing about 20 minutes
That's good.
until he's back in shape.
They should do that. That's a good idea. All right, Suns.
Their young guys are holding it down though.
Suns against the Clippers.
Suns and 5.
Suns in 7.
Whoa.
Paul George is hurt. Do you know that?
I know.
Whoa.
Suns in 7.
I think it's gonna be a sweep. Suns in 4.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think the Clippers are cursed. So
No.
sadly, I love Kawhi. I like Paul George. I think they're gonna get swept. Sadly.
I love Kawhi. Yeah, I love them too. Like, and I like Russell Westbrook, but like, I don't see them like turning it on. They're just like really awkward to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
That's
I thought
true.
they're gonna be super exciting.
Give him one more year, maybe.
Yeah.
Nah. I think they're gonna get worse.
Oh God.
All right, let's go over to the East then. All right, we got. Well, we'll start from the top. We'll start from the bottom. But let's do the play-in game first. Heat or Bulls?
Heat.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Bulls, but it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna say Bulls are gonna go up early, and then blow the lead like they have been this entire season, and Heat are gonna win.
Oh,
They almost did. They almost did on Tuesday too.
that's true.
They came back.
I don't think it matters going against the Bucks though. Bucks in 4.
No,
No, yeah.
Bucks and 4.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Boston and Hawks.
Well, Justin, go ahead.
Hawks in 7. Ice. He's got ice. He's an ice tray. He's gonna have a rivalry against the whole northeast corner of the United States. The Celtics, the Knicks. Somehow the Nets are gonna get involved because he's just gonna go on a tear. So Hawks in 7.
Celtics in 5.
Yeah, I'm the same. I had the Celtics in 5. I don't see like you said, like I think he has that like fire to him. Like he's not gonna let the Hawks get swept.
Yeah.
Like he'll try his best, right? But like I don't think he's no match for Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. They're gonna light him up.
He's no match for all of them.
He'll score 70 if
they're
he
a whole
needs to.
team.
He'll score 70.
Oh god.
Their team is probably the most complete team of any NBA team.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, they're so deep. Their starting 5 are great. It's just
They're gonna choke.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
All right, Sixers or Nets?
I got Sixers in 7.
I think
Nets are good.
I think I'll go the same. I love Mikal Bridges. Miss him. I mean, it's like his team now. Like he's developing into a star, which is super fun to watch. But I think Joel Embiid, the MVP, will lead them.
Well, I think Sixers in 6. I think the Nets are exciting, but the 76ers are just a better team overall. They have better talent. Harden hasn't missed a playoff appearance in his however many seasons he's played. Embiid can take over. I think they're just better, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Sixers in 6.
All right. Let's go to the last one.
This one's going to be fun.
Cavs, Knicks, best series in the first round.
Yep. That was my other. I put a star next to this. The other in the East. This is going to be the best series. It's going to go to 7, and I think the Cavs are going to pull it off.
You can go, Kratz.
I'm honestly still going back and forth. So Knicks won 3 out of 4 this year against the Cavs. If the Knicks lose, it will be the Donovan Mitchell that didn't happen. I think the Knicks will pull it off. I think Knicks will win in 7.
Whoa.
I think I'll go to 7, but you know what they say about Game 7? Whoever has the best player will win. So I think Donovan Mitchell will pull it off.
I like that in Cleveland.
He's better than Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
And I just think Evan Mobley, they got Jared Allen. I think the Cavs could go pretty far if everything, falls right.
Yep. I just think this is a statement game. This is a we can't lose to Donovan Mitchell. We need to do whatever we can kind of win.
It is a great storyline.
The Knicks will burn New York to the ground if they lose.
Oh my God! Grease the poles, but in the other because of a different reason. All right, let's roll along and go to some NBA storylines. Let's talk about the NBA draft. We're gonna talk about the quarterbacks again. We're gonna go top 4 QBs.
Wait. I'm NFL. You said NBA. I'm like, what?
We're going to the NFL draft.
There we go.
The NBA. Now I see why you're making that face. All right.
It doesn't give you the side eye, Noah.
What are you talking about? The QBs and the NBA? What are we...
All right. All right. Let's talk about the NFL draft. We're going to talk about the 4 quarterbacks, top 4 quarterbacks, who many people are saying are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 in the draft. It's never happened. And honestly, I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it'd take a miracle for that to happen. But let's talk about their floors and their ceilings. All right. We'll start with Bryce Young. Let's go Justin first. And talk about his floor, okay?
Okay, we say Bryce Young first.
Yep.
So I read an article that Paige graciously sent to us, and they were saying his floor was Jeff Garcia. I think they're
Okay.
lowering the floor more than what I guess. I get it. Bryce Young is a small frame quarterback. The risk is always that he's going to get injured. But when you're getting paid millions of dollars and you have these professional staff to help out and, nutrition and all, I think he's going to put on weight. I think he's going to get muscle. Like, it's not going to be the risk that everyone's saying. So I don't think his floor is Jeff Garcia. I think his floor is like I don't even know. I don't even know where to go with this. I didn't pick anyone because I just knew it wasn't Jeff Garcia. I would say Kyler Murray on a terrible day is his floor. Like, Kyler Murray when he's scrambling and getting hit and not doing anything is Bryce Young's floor.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think like when people do like these, their ceilings and floors, I think they think of like these prospects as like a finished product already. And it's like
Oh yeah.
they're literally like, 20 years old
Mhm.
when they talk
Yeah.
about this. And like so like for my like the ceiling for Bryce Young I did was like, superstar MVP. I threw like some Aaron Rodgers in there, possibly. As a floor though, I did the Baker Mayfield trajectory.
I could see
Okay.
that.
I don't think he'll get there. I don't know. I mean, Baker was kind of like, oh, shoot, I'm forgetting his name. The Oklahoma guy. No. Oh, shoot.
Mr. Football, Johnny Manziel?
Yeah, yes.
Johnny
Manziel. Yes. See, I forgot about him. That's how he fell off the face of the earth. But I don't know. I think CJ Stroud could be better than Bryce Young. I mean, I think they're so interchangeable. Like, whatever team gets them will be happy at the end of the day.
I think if we're talking about Bryce Young's floor, I think it's going to be more of like a Tua trajectory, where it's going to be an injury risk. He's small. He's got a small frame. They're protecting quarterbacks now more than ever, but you're still getting hit a ton. And I think it's going to be more of like a scared mentality, like I don't want to get hit again, and he's going to throw some interceptions. The thing is, though, Bryce Young's, in terms of college quarterbacks, he's honestly one of the best decision makers I've ever seen.
Mhm.
He's this year with the wide receiver class that he had, which wasn't great. They were young. They were very inexperienced. He just does things that's different. He does not throw picks. He's very intelligent when he runs. He doesn't get hit, and he slides when it's necessary. I've never seen anything in college like it, and it's only going to get better in the NBA or in the NFL. Why do I keep doing that?
Well, I have that on my hat. Maybe that's why.
So in terms of a ceiling, I honestly put TBD because I think he could be something that we've never seen before,
I can
like a
see
Lamar
him.
Jackson,
Yeah.
but with throwing the ball as well. It's ceiling couldn't be higher.
I think his ceiling's similar to like a Pat Mahomes. Maybe not as fast of a ceiling. Like Pat Mahomes pretty much shot up in 3 years. But I could see him doing that. They said that his ceiling was like Drew Brees, which I thought was a weird comparison. But, I mean, they're just going for a great quarterback.
For height and it's like a height, small frame, similar vibe.
And like the thing is, like, he's been this like height and weight like his whole life. Like he's always been smaller. It's only like the discussion now because it is the NFL. I mean, obviously Nick Saban didn't care, and he's like, if not the best coach in college football of all time.
Right.
He's played on Alabama, one of the best teams ever. Consistently, right?
Mm.
He's proven he can be a winning quarterback, despite his size and everything. Like it comes down to like his skill at the end of the day and his heart. So like I think like I think he has a super bright future. So
yeah, he's got that leadership mentality as well.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
he is a leader. He will be on the sideline coaching his team up.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him honestly because he's got the mind for it. If he doesn't pan out in the NFL, I could see him being an actual coach.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, let's roll on to the other top one that keeps flip flopping back and forth as the top quarterback in this class, CJ Stroud. Paige, let's start it off.
I think he's kind of like in terms of ceiling, he's kind of like Bryce, right? TBD. I heard some people calling him like kind of like Patrick Mahomes-ish. And like
Mhm.
it's hard to like when they put like these comparisons to these young quarterbacks, like Patrick Mahomes is still young.
Yeah.
Mhm. Right.
Like they're just like throwing around names and like I don't know, like he's bigger, obviously. He like in terms of like a 5-year plan, maybe he is, the better one in 5 years. But I think long term, Bryce wins that like battle. And like for floor, I don't see him like failing. Like he might, but like not to like, like the Johnny Manziels or like Baker
Right.
Mayfield, like right? Like getting traded all the time. Like I don't see him doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
Justin?
I think he's more consistent out of the two of them. I think he will be picked before Bryce. Yeah, I guess I kind of agree. The ceilings for top rated quarterbacks are always going to be we don't know, but I kind of see him more as like a standard quarterback, not really a Pat Mahomes sort of thing where Pat's just doing crazy things and throwing sidearms and doing weird plays and whatever. I think if he has a good quarterback or a good coach and a solid line, he'll be good. And I guess it's kind of up to the wide receivers around him if he's going to be amazing or not. So his ceiling could be amazing. His floor is kind of like a mid-tier quarterback that if you're not going for a playoff run and you didn't get lucky enough to draft him and he does amazing, then you'll be fine with him. I think that's kind of where he's at.
Yeah, I have I'll start with his floor. I have his floor as like a Blake Bortles type of player, where comes out, he's a star right at the beginning, only because he's on a really bad team. They haven't had any, success lately. And I mean, he's definitely got the best arm in the class. Like his pinpoint accuracy is phenomenal. There's just something I can't tell what it is, and it's not because he's an Ohio State quarterback. it's something different about him. He's not a leader. It's like Justin Fields when he was at Ohio State was a leader, and it translated very well in the NFL. CJ Stroud's not that leader. He's more of a quiet guy where he does what he performs very well. But when he has to make decisions on the fly, I don't think he's going to do it. I think it's going to cause him to throw a lot of interceptions. But if he gets put in the right situation, he can do very well.
Yeah.
And I have it more of like a quieter Joe Burrow-esque type where, again, the accuracy is there.
I could see that, yeah.
And like for his leadership, like everyone leads in different ways, right? Like maybe by their actions or like their words. But like when you get to the NFL, like you're with grown ass men, like they're like third, like, and you have a rookie coming in, like you have to make them respect you.
Yep.
And like not saying like his game won't like make them respect him, but like also like you're a quarterback in the NFL, you have to be loud.
Right.
And like
You have
that's
to.
like hard for anyone that's like an introvert or like maybe doesn't like to like talk and like crowds or like even like in groups of people. But like he has to be able to do that. And like I think for Bryce, that's just so natural for him doing that. Like he makes you like he like lights up a room. You're just automatically like, oh, like yeah, like I'll follow you. Like I'll like listen to you, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I think that part will be like more interesting for like CJ and like depending on like what team he goes to. Because I know a lot of people like him with like the Colts.
Right. And that's where something like the Colts would be a very good fit for him.
Mm-hmm.
But if he gets drafted like the Panthers or the Texans, they don't really have a leader right now anyway. And they would need him to step up. And I just don't know if he can do it. But like the Colts, their defense is their leadership right now. and they have Michael Pittman, they have Jonathan Taylor. He could get put into a very good situation with the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to Anthony Richardson. I'll start.
Oh
Love
God.
that.
So
I feel like
I'll
this is not
start-
going to be good.
I'll start with his floor, and I'm going to compare him to a quarterback in last year's draft, which may not be fair, but I'm going to do it anyway. He reminds me of what people thought Malik Willis was going to be, and Malik Willis was a Liberty quarterback who everyone didn't really know much about, but they knew that he had the skill set, and that's what Anthony Richardson's got right now too. Performed very well at the combine and rose his draft stock, which is why people are talking about quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
But whoever drafts him cannot rush him, or he won't do well. He needs time to develop and learn the offense and learn how to play in the NFL compared to a Florida team where they're in the SEC and it's very offense driven, and he pretty much did whatever he wanted. Because it was the SEC, it's not the NFL where everyone is very polished. If they do let him develop very well, he has the same skill set as a Josh Allen type. Big arm, big body, can run. I could see him getting maybe not all the way to a Josh Allen type player, but something close to it if he's put in the right situation.
You want to go, Justin?
Sure. I think you're right in that he needs to develop. He needs to sit on the bench for a couple of years. I don't know who would draft him and want that right away in a top 4 scenario. But you're right. That's what he's going to need. And I have a feeling that's not what's going to happen. And his floor is going to be a 3-year quarterback who's burnt out. And I don't even know who I would compare it to, but he has the skill set there, but he's just kind of, everyone's over him. They think he's washed up. His mental is going to be shot, and it's just going to be over for him. His ceiling, and it was also in the article, but I also agree with heavily, was like Cam Newton. Right? Cam Newton was a very, athletic player. Richardson's also pretty athletic, but I think he's a better passer than Cam, so he doesn't need to rely on the rush as much. So I could see that happening for him, where if he gets a couple years, learns the offense, learns how to not throw picks and scramble and do all these things, that he could turn into a pretty solid quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I did have like a Cam Newton, like Lamar, like hybrid type of player kind of. But my thing is like he's already like this good on like his athleticism and like raw tools alone. And like with like an NBA like development staff and everything, like I don't know. I feel like it could get like scary scary zone for him. I don't have him like going ahead of like CJ or like Bryce.
Yeah, I don't either.
I saw a reporter, I forgot what his name was, of The Ringer. He has Anthony Richardson going number 1.
Oh,
Noah.
He's not going number 1. He's not going number 1.
I just don't know why you would take that risk. Everyone seems to be decided that Stroud and Young should go up there.
And I think a lot of people are kind of like held on the fact of like, the first game of the season against Utah when he was like insane.
Yeah.
And like they kind of just got hooked of like, oh my gosh, like he could do all this, like, oh my God, like the whole season. And then like the season was so average and like he was not good.
Yeah.
But like they're just like so like hung up on the flashes and like, for example, like in the NBA draft, it's like there's this guy named like the Thompson twins, like Amen Thompson, like he has the best highlights ever. He has freak speed. He can, dunk the ball all the time. Like he's 6'7", like has insane passing vision, and like he's big body, right? But like he's awful at shooting. He can't do anything else but like go to the rim and dunk and like pass, really. And it's kind of like Anthony Richardson. Like you focus on like 2 things he's good at, but ignore all the red flags.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he definitely turned the ball over way too much, especially in the SEC. It could get ugly in the NFL if he throws that many interceptions. But if he got put into a situation, like a Raiders situation where they have Jimmy G, they're not rushing anything right now, or even like a Giants team with Brian Daboll, who's a fantastic quarterbacks coach, and they have Daniel Jones right now. If they wanted to spend some time and develop a new quarterback, that would be the way to go.
Yeah.
But someone like the Colts, not take a chance on him.
Yeah.
Texans shouldn't. Titans shouldn't. Everyone they say is going to shouldn't.
I agree.
I think he had a meeting with the Panthers, though, didn't he?
He did. And this was something that was brought up as well, is the Panthers trading for the number 1 pick and then trading back to someone who gets desperate enough between the Texans or the Colts, getting too desperate and making sure that they get their quarterback. And the Panthers settling on one, either like Anthony Richardson or the next guy we talk about, Will Levis. Kentucky quarterback, big body, another big body guy, got a cannon for an arm. Who do we have as comparisons, or what are the floor and ceiling? Justin.
So I think he's more of a Josh Allen type compared to what you said for Anthony Richardson. He's got the arm. He's a big body quarterback. He played in a very NFL style offense. And I think best case scenario, he's Josh Allen as best. Again, for his floor, I think would be even worse than, I think Richardson can save himself with his athleticism. I think Will could just be a turnover machine and just be ran out of town depending on who drafts him. So I guess his floor is gone in 2 seasons, but maybe a little bit longer. The article had Kyle Bullard, who was a top 20 prospect and then did absolutely nothing in the NFL. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting with him. I think he's the lowest potential of the 4. I think Anthony Richardson should be above him, depending on where he goes, the system of who he would sit behind and learn from. But yeah, I could see him being Josh Allen, maybe not as mobile as him, but he could sit in the pocket and throw some deep balls.
And Levis's journey has been super interesting and different. He was in the same class 2018 with Trevor Lawrence and all those guys. I forget what school he went to off the top of my head, but he transferred to Kentucky and it took 2 seasons, and he's potential top 6 guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's also put on a ton of muscle. We're not going to talk about his eating habits because he's that's his floor, the weirdest food eater ever. Putting mayonnaise in his coffee,
yeah, that's strange.
what is going on? But I see flashes. Oh, go ahead.
His floor is diabetes. It's something crazy.
Oh no.
When I first saw him do that, I literally thought it was edited. I was like, this can't be real. But I think he has flashes of Josh Allen too. I think he's more of a Colts fit than maybe CJ Stroud, but obviously I don't think he'll go that high. I think he'll go I don't know if they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he might go a little bit lower. But anything's possible. I don't know. He's interesting. He's out of all those 4, he's my least favorite.
Yeah, he's definitely got the lowest ceiling out of any of them.
I had an interesting floor. So the floor I had
it.
for him was Carson Wentz.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
They have similar game, similar body, 6'4". Carson Wentz was a little, a few inches taller, but that's not good if that did happen. But it could happen, right? I mean, people were so excited to draft Carson Wentz. I mean, he played at smaller school, North Dakota, and with a draft too, you kind of, it's so hard to base it off competition,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then like some players, they do awesome. Some players, it just like you just completely miss.
Yep.
But I don't think like he'll get to that level. But like I could see him getting like shades of that, like starting to go down that hole.
I can see that. The ceiling that I had a comparison to was another Colts quarterback, Andrew Luck. Similar type of game, just a little more run based for Will Levis, and not as accurate as Andrew Luck, but a good comparison type. This has the Colts name written all over it. This just feels like a match for them. Another first round quarterback where they take a bigger guy like a Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck or a Will Levis. I don't know. It's got their name written all over it. But I just don't see it working out as well as the other two. And I think the floor is closer to what's going to happen, which is more of a Zach Wilson.
Oh, I like that.
And I just think he's going to crash and burn.
Oh, jeez, let him down slowly.
Would a weird floor or ceiling for him be like Ben Roethlisberger? Maybe not in his absolute prime, but like a step below that, maybe. I could see it.
I can see him being more like a Big Ben type. That's a good comparison too.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, that's a really good comparison because Roethlisberger's accuracy wasn't the best either.
No, but he can make the
He
play
just had
somehow.
the cannon. Yeah, he can make the play somehow. Yeah, you're right. All right, let's move on to the Masters.
Switch up.
Switch up. Let's get some reactions, okay? We had the first time that Live Golf and the PGA guys were going to face each other in the Masters. I actually found myself watching golf more.
Same.
This time around. I don't watch golf in general, to be honest with you, but Sunday I was watching it quite a bit, and I was definitely rooting for the PGA guys. I have nothing wrong with what the Live golfers, you get offered money, you're going to take it, right? Like I can't blame them. I'd be in the same boat. I'd do the same thing. But it's just, it takes away the genuine competition where, you have to perform to get paid. Like you have to do well to get paid. And I love that about golf. So it just takes like the genuine competition out of it. But I actually enjoyed it quite a bit, especially when Rahm came back.
I agree. I found myself watching it more. I'm happy that Tiger made the cut, and I'm happy that the Live guys were close to winning as well. Like it wasn't like a weird dynamic of they aren't good or something strange happened. Like they were still just as competitive, just as good as they've always been. So I was happy to see that. And yeah, I don't know why this year was different, but I found myself like more invested for some reason. Again, I'm like you, I never really watch golf, but it is what it is. It was interesting.
You guys know why? It's because we're getting older.
No.
God, no. God, no.
I think it was a mixture of the controversy of the Live guys are playing, and then also for some reason my brother was getting really into it. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know. It turned into a family thing, and I don't know why.
Oh, jeez. Well, like I'm with you guys. Like I like to Live. Like I thought, like growing up, like obviously my dad watched a lot of golf. Like he went to like the 2013 Masters. Like loves golf, right? I always thought like the PGA was like untouchable. Like there wouldn't be any competition. Like they're just like in a league of their own, right? So I kind of like to Live because like it's team based. You're not like, you're like your salary's not on the line every time. I know you like that, Kratz, but I think it's more like fun and like because golf can get boring to watch, and like anything team aspect is just naturally like more enjoyable to watch, like from a viewer's perspective. Like Phil Mickelson, like he got second, oldest ever to do it at 52. And like when he decided to go to Live, like I was so shocked because I didn't think that he would do that. Like I didn't think he was the type of person. But like if you're offered that much money, like who's really gonna say no?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And then Kepka, what the hell happened? Like, what? His
He choked.
downfall.
He
He
choked.
did
Yeah.
choke.
Did anyone else see the bet that had like Jaylen Brown with the first dunk of the game? Someone else, Jonas Valanciunas maybe, with like the first basket, and then Brooks Koepka to win the Masters.
No, I did not see
Who
that.
thinks
And
of this?
it was a really weird bet, but the first two hit,
Of
and
course.
then and so the guy bet $20 and was going to win $60K,
Dang, that's tough.
and thank God he pulled it. Okay, he won. He pulled it before the fourth round started.
Okay.
So before Sunday, and he pulled it. And he won like $20K, and
Oh.
they showed it. Yeah, they showed it, and it was crazy. It was crazy because he just kept falling and falling. Did he end up fourth? Fifth?
I think he's tied for second with Mickelson.
Did he?
I think
He ended
so.
up second.
Okay.
Yeah, he tied for second with Mickelson at -8.
Okay.
But
Crazy though.
He blew it for sure. He definitely blew it.
And like people like I always see like a ton of stuff where like everyone like hates his personality. Like he's so like
I've heard that.
one
as well.
word answers and just like super like he's just super dry. Like when they were like following him, like I don't know what hole it was on. Like he was just like making like weird like jokes and like
I've always
it was
thought
just
that.
really awkward. He just awkward.
I've
you
always
know, like
felt
even
that
in
about
like
golf. Like they're always so awkward, and they're just
Yeah.
okay. Let me golf and let me go home. Like I don't want to do all this other stuff. Which I guess every sport has that, but golf especially.
yeah, and like the Netflix documentary, like he showed like some personality, but like I'm like, does this dude like even like to play golf?
Does he want to be there?
Like,
now?
yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's very funny because some of the interviews with golfers, it's great because they're so locked in, they're so serious. They have to talk like this, but they can't talk above this voice.
Yeah.
And then they go out and they get like tied for 30 seconds. Like, like, what are you doing?
Oh, all right. That's all we got for you guys. Tune in next week. I'm dropping the NFL. I said NFL this time. NFL draft. First 10. Yeah, first 10. 32 through 22. 23. I can't count today, guys. 32 through 23 tomorrow on TikTok and on our Discord.
Awesome. Paige,
All right, guys.
Okay.
My dog was barking.
Oh, no worries. All right.
All right, guys. Catch you next week. We're going to talk some more NFL draft. We're going to talk about the NBA as well.
Peace. See ya.